Finally got a chance to do the Maiden on this P-47. Did the build video several weeks ago. Went into details about just the whole process and some of the things that I found during the build process, which were a little, I just had to make some adjustments, as well as some modifications to make, for me, to help my plane. As far as the Maiden goes, Maiden was very successful. She flies as well as people said she would.
Pretty.
My process, or the point of the Maiden, the goal is, right, to get this plane flying exceptionally well, or flying the way I like to fly it. And it's an iterative process. I fly it, note some things that need to change, land it, make changes, go back up, so on and so forth, till I get the plane flying the way I want. And that's what you're going to see in this video. I'll kind of talk about some of that, as well as you'll see my approaches and landings and all the cool stuff that everybody likes. So stick around for that. Oh, by the way, if you like the content of this, give me a thumbs up. Helps me out, helps me know that I'm on the right path with the types of videos I'm putting together. Appreciate it. Stick around. Finally got a Maiden. My P-47. Just did the range test. It was okay. By the way, real quick, this is kind of the plan I go through. When I talk specifically about a plan, this is it. When I go up, there are specific things that I want to cover while I'm flying. Yeah, I might do some other maneuvers, but I'm trying to focus on a couple things. And then I land. And then I make some tweaks, and then I go back up. Big part of it is getting to the point where I'm comfortable and I can land it without breaking the thing. I'm going to do a little taxi test.
Motor on.
Make sure things are lined up okay. Controls all good. Boy, tail wheel steers it. Tail wheel's good. Gonna kind of get behind her a little bit so I could see her tracking. Track's pretty good, so took off with minimal issues as a tail dragger. She doesn't need a lot of trimming either. She's trimmed out pretty good. Keep messing with her. She's a little sensitive on the elevator. For me, I'm a spaz. Got her in low rates. Okay, I think she's trimmed out good enough for right now. I'm going to do a little stall test. Stall tests are just very useful to find out how does the plane respond when it's past too slow. Is it going to drop a wing, crash into the ground, whatever it is. So go up high, slow down, pull back on the elevator, and you'll see the plane respond. Boy, that was nothing. Just mushed. Let's see how she does it this direction. A little with the wind. What is she going to do? Wind's calmed down quite a bit. Boy, that was uneventful. Let's give a little flap.
Takeoff flaps.
And
Time remaining 3 minutes.
oh, there she dropped a wing. Let's try that again. Full back and hardly anything. That was pretty easy. I'm going to do full flap into the wind.
Landing flaps.
Full flap. All right. Drops that left wing, but that's nothing. All right. Okay, the reason we're doing these tests is for the next step. We're going to land this thing. How slow can we bring her in? All right. Now let me try to do a couple approaches here.
Takeoff flaps. Gear down.
Got half lap. Half throttle, just kind of doing some easy flybys.
Flight pack 24.7 volts.
Plenty of battery. Another slow flyby. All right, those are looking good. I mean, it's really pretty predictable. Come in for landing.
Time remaining 1 minute.
Well, that was pretty uneventful for a Maiden. Yeah. She lands real smooth. Wasn't too bad for our first time together. Landing from the wrong direction, at least I think so. Great plane. Wow, impressive. Let's see what she got on battery. Flew for almost 4 minutes, and I've got 24.9. So could have gone a little bit longer. Excellent plane.
Motor off.
Only change I made was add a little more expo to the elevator. And all right, I'm gonna take off again. She actually takes off really straight. Oh, corrected too much.
Gear up.
That was ugly. Half throttle. Yeah, she feels good trimmed out, maybe just a hair that way. Give a little bit more aileron. I'm happy with the elevator. Big loops.
4 minutes.
Nice slow rolls. Roll and split S come through. Immelman up. Yeah, we'll do a Cuban. Boy, she flies really nice.
Flight pack 22.8.
Okay, I use the same pack because it's a high voltage and it had a lot of battery still left. Let me see how we're doing.
23.0.
I'm gonna start doing, Matt, I'm gonna start doing some landing approaches.
Takeoff flaps.
In fact, the wind, the way it's going, I'm gonna land from the other way. I'm gonna mosey on down so I can hit the front of the runway.
You going around?
Boy, she flies slow. I could see how she could be really a great all-purpose plane because her flight. Thank you. I'm gonna come in for a slow flyby. Boy, she is a jug. But you definitely have to fly her. You can't just muscle her through the turns. You got to kind of carve your turns.
Landing flaps.
All right, I'm going to try full flap.
Time remaining 1 minute.
Going to do a backing off throttle, letting her settle.
Takeoff flaps.
Yep. Gonna come in on final on this one.
Flaps up. Landing flaps.
Half throttle, making my turn, lining up, backing off on throttle, about a third throttle. Gonna start feeding in some elevator, give it a little rudder, plant the tail, try to slow her down. And add some expo to that rudder too. Rudder's pretty sensitive, at least on the ground.
Flaps up.
Handles on the ground much better than most. I was able to do some little turning out of the way so I didn't get in the grass. That rudder works.
Motor off.
Alright, so I have now flown for 8 minutes and she's at 8.5 minutes and she's at 23.3 volts. That's pretty efficient on a high voltage battery. Pretty good. Okay, back to another flight with the Bonnie. I have toned down the rudder. I had a lot of rudder throw and I toned that down. And I did want to give a little more aileron. New battery. Let's see how she does on this flight. Do just another, just kind of feeling around, getting the basics out of her. No flap.
Gear up.
Curious. And she definitely will fly slow, but she's just
Time remaining 4 minutes.
I need to do a
inverted test on her just to see what I think. The battery's kind of locked into a certain spot. Can't do much about it. Actually, I'm pretty happy with that center of gravity. That was pretty good. And flying her at, you know, maybe half, 2/3 throttle most of the time. Let me do a full throttle here, straight up.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
I think she goes up. I think she has enough power. This is dead stick. Got a little buzz sound going.
Flight pack 24.4 volts.
I mean, all in all, I think she's set up well. Trimming was minimal. She does everything a nice big warbird should do. Let's see how she does accelerated stall, if I can get her to do something wonky. Full back. Well, that didn't cause any trouble. I do a couple touch and goes.
Takeoff flaps. Gear down.
Gonna do a few touch and goes. Drop a little altitude, got half throttle, make my turn, lining up, half throttle, third throttle. Got to get on the rudder a little bit. I got to work on that. A little different than the Spitfire. Not as much, but a little. And I'm going to go full flap.
Landing flaps.
You go full flap, and then you accelerate. You have a 10 pitch down. Okay, third power. Balancing the power out. Giving a little elevator. Boy, she easy flyer.
Takeoff flaps. Flaps up. Gear up. Flight pack 24.2
A
volts.
lot of battery left. I'm going to drop the gear.
Gear down.
Pretty. Yeah, if you want to carve, you got to be into the speed, and then you can just yank and bank. But if you going a little slower, obviously you're going to have to use, you know, some more coordinated. That one was. All right, I'm coming in.
Landing flaps. Takeoff flaps. Flaps
Yep,
up.
it's perfect. Let me land.
Landing flaps.
All right, whoa, ballooned up a little bit, going too fast. All right, half throttle, make my turn, get my approach, back down to about third throttle.
Flaps up.
Not bad at all. Boy, she sticks and you can really steer her well, and she's very full flap. She's not as responsive on the rudder. I think if you just go with half, maybe get a little bit more of a 3-point landing out of her. At least that's a thought while I'm flying her. I don't know. I'll play around with her some more, a lot more, to get used to her. But boy, what a great flyer. Very happy I got her. Very happy.
As I said, this is a pretty solid plane. I only have 3 flights on it, so I got a lot to learn. But what I saw, the slow flight characteristics, fast, plenty of power, easy ground handling, has all the characteristics of a good plane. So that's my take on it so far. By the way, there's a affiliate link in my description. If you are going to buy this thing, then that would help me out. You know, not a big deal. I do this because I enjoy making these videos. It's not a money thing. So anyway, it helps me out though. Thanks. Have a great day.